Jumbo and welcome to another session of the No Work session, where I have guests come here and we try to find out who they are outside work. Today's guest is a friend of mine who I've connected with recently over Korea, Korea and stuff.
Yeah.
Karibu sana, DJ. That's what people love to call you. You tell us your names and first of all, how you got into this Korea mix. I'm curious to find out. Karibu sana.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be here. We call it no work. I'm happy not to work today. So my name is Daniel Juma. I am, people call me DJ. DJ basically is short for Daniel Juma. So I work, when I work, I am the country director of a Global Peace Foundation. But I also do several things. I am a father of 3 kids. I'm a husband. I'm a brother. I'm a family person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a friend to many guys. So I, especially when I'm not working, I do a lot of hiking. I'm always happy when I'm walking, when I'm hiking. I prefer that. I'm happier when I'm walking than when I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is Nairobi conducive for that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is Nairobi conducive to that? I feel like we have a long way to go in terms of like people like you to have
Yes.
places where they can walk instead of driving. It's a bit
Absolutely.
chaotic. The bodas, the cars.
It's very chaotic.
Yeah.
And if you compare that, because we don't have a culture of sidewalks yet, and I'm hoping that this country is able to establish sidewalks for people to walk.
Yeah.
I was in Denmark last month, and they have a culture of sidewalks.
Yes.
They have walks where people just walk. You just walk, you ride your bike,
cycle,
you walk your dog.
Yeah.
But here, you're walking and suddenly a boda comes and you have to give way.
Yeah, they shove you out of the road.
And if you're walking on the road, the vehicles behave like they own.
You're bound to die.
They own the road. So you're basically risking your life, right?
Yeah.
And people really, I don't know why, but people look down upon pedestrians, while other countries, pedestrians have the right of way. So these are things that I really would wish.
Yeah.
Like my Nairobi would be a Nairobi where you have people can walk. They can walk safely. They can jog. They can ride safely without having to worry about their lives. Because it's my favorite pastime.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that human beings were never made to drive. Originally, when we were the way our physiology was made, we have to walk. I mean, I think God wanted us to be walking, and that is the way our body is able to be healthy. But unfortunately, nowadays, if you compare the people in the urban areas to the people in the village people do a lot of walking. I remember we used to walk a lot when we were going to visit our grandmother.
Even going to school.
Yeah. It was fun. Those days, I think maybe we would complain that it is far, but at least we were doing it. But you find that folks in the village are very healthy. Very healthy. They have many kids. That means even their life, their sexual life is active. But Nairobi, you find that Nairobi, guys, you leave your house, you go into your car, from the car, you go into the lift to your office, you stay into your office until the evening, get into the lift, go back into your car, drive home. And I mean, that's why there's so much diabetes, so much lifestyle diseases. And so much people are not active, people are not active, because, then our body is not healthy. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why walking or hiking is really my favorite pastime. Actually, I think they recommend that you need to walk at least 6,000 or 10,000 steps daily.
10,000,
steps daily. If you really want to live a healthy life, you should do that daily. But at least, a week, Daily is better, but at least a week, you have to ensure that you do exercises, because then, and someone told me that if you take care of your body when you are young, it will take care of you in your old age. So your old age will be more fun, right? More fun and enjoyable if you take care. So walking, exercises, these are part of taking care of your body. But this is basically what your body needs. Your body needs, food, but not a lot of food, just a little food to be able to survive. Your body needs exercises. Your body needs to move. That's why it is made. You're made to walk. So man was made to walk. That's why you have two legs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you talk about how we don't have sidewalks, there's always the discussion that when a contractor is given the tender to do the road, there's always the in the costs to do the road, it's inclusive of the sidewalks, but they never sidewalks on the shoulders, but they never give us that. So probably it's just ensuring whatever is in the if there's a tender, ensure you get that when you go to the ground. So just
absolutely
corruption.
I think Gong Road.
Yeah.
I think Gong Road, when the Japanese built the Gong Road, I think they ensured that we had
because every road should have that idea.
Yeah,
just
every
that
road
we take shortcuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a problem we have, but then you realize people walk. Actually, I don't know if when I drive into the city, you find sometimes, you find people walking into Nassau area, or you're driving along Raila Odinga Road, you find people walking to go to the, to work. I actually envy those people.
Yeah, but I think what happens when you finish school, you get your first job, but the first thing you want to do is save some money and buy a car, because I don't want to walk anymore. So in the shower, I don't want the sun. Absolutely. And then something I always notice when I'm driving, I'm a bit active. I walk and I run. I always notice people who are walking, they're always very lean. You never find people who are super big walking.
Yes.
Because it's just daily exercise.
Yes.
It could be tiresome. Unanyeshewa, kuna jua and all that. But it's good for your body, as you're saying.
Absolutely.
And hardly do you find these people with lifestyle diseases, diabetes, all this. Yeah, you hardly find
you
that.
Will never find them.
You never find them.
Because the body needs it.
Yeah.
The body needs exercise. If you don't feed the body, you don't give the body that, then it malfunctions. And that's why we have cases. Lifestyle diseases is the biggest disease. And ask yourself why it's not a disease in the village. It's mostly in Nairobi.
Yeah.
The drug manufacturers, are making a kill out of our lifestyle diseases. You'll be surprised. When I started this lifestyle, I cannot remember when I last went to hospital for small things. I remember those days. When, of course, you get your job, then you have this like very expensive medical cover. Then you want to go to hospital, even when you have an headache, even when you have just a flu. You want to go to hospital, you go to hospital, you want the doctor to prescribe for you some medicine. So people have this thing that medicine is good. But sometimes you go to hospital and the doctor doesn't prescribe medicine for you. You leave there dejected. Why did I even come here? There's no medicine, But actually, the doctor knows that your body has inbuilt, mechanism of healing itself.
Heal itself, yeah.
So even the medicine you're given, like antibiotics, it's just to help your body, to help the cells to heal itself. So I've come to believe that, the less medicine you have in your body, in your system, the better for you. If you allow your body to heal itself, and they just give it what it needs, give it water, give it, food, and not a lot of food. You give it exercise. That body will stay a long time. But if a body that is and I think some of the most valuable doctors we have nowadays are nutritionists. You go to hospital, maybe you have high blood pressure, or you have
high cholesterol.
There are doctors who just tell you to just change your diet.
Always.
Just change your diet. What are you eating? Are you eating too much carbs? Are you eating too much starch? Then I think those are the best doctors, because then they are helping the body to be able to overcome the challenges without big stress. Yeah. So walking is my lifestyle, is my best lifestyle. But also exercises like football. Sometimes when I get time, I go, I play football.
Okay.
It's amazing. No wonder footballers are so healthy.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing football and you're running around, you see how you breathe. You see, it's amazing because then the cardio is perfect. It's perfect. And those guys, and no wonder people love football. So for me, if I was young, then these are the sports I would start. I would start nurturing from an early age. And kids, if you can get your kids to start playing those sports early, start loving football, then they live their life, enjoying life, because you enjoy life when your body is healthy.
True.
But if your body is sickly, your body is always, you have to go to hospital, painful body, then you're alive. And yet we don't have a long life to live. Our lifespan is less than 100 years, right? So if you're spending it, in hospital, or spending it, sick with pain, then when will you ever enjoy your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say you live only once, right?
True.
Yes. Yeah.
So what else do you do?
Yeah. So other than that, I also like, in the entertainment industry, for example, I remember in the 90s, we started doing the Miss and Miss University beauty pageant. So I remember we were able to, 1995, I was in Japan, and I represented Kenya in the Miss and Miss University in Japan, in Tokyo. When I came back, we started doing that Miss and Miss University.
Okay.
And we've been doing it every year. Year. Till then, we started within every university, Miss and Miss, for example, Miss and Miss UON, Miss and Miss USIU, Miss and Miss KU. We started that. And this grew up to be one of the most respected entertainment events in our campuses. And every year we were able to convince every university to set aside some budget for entertainment. So this, because as you know, in campuses, as you know, how young people are, the culture of bad is usually pervasive, right? You want to be bad, you want to wear ragged jeans, you want to, you want to be with the bad boys, you want, people who are drinking or smoking, kind of that culture is pervasive. Young people like it, right? We wanted to create within the universities a culture of good, that you can be good and it can be fun.
True.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life, but be good.
Yeah, be good, be a good person.
Yeah.
You can, let's make goodness great again, like Trump would say. Let's make being good great again, or fun again. Like going to church should be good. Going to, being just well-behaved, should be fun, should be not frowned upon. Or if you are, in school and maybe you don't have... I mean, you're not basically abusing drugs, or you're not maybe running around, maybe a boy with several girlfriends in school. I mean, this should be the lifestyle. Or if you are a girl and you are a virgin, this should be good, right? But you find that in the campuses, these things were frowned upon, right? So we created Miss and Miss University just to say that, look, in the university, we can have a few people who are doing those kind of conservative lifestyles that are not really popular, but then it's good. So we said Miss and Miss University are these young, boys and girls in the universities who are well-behaved, they're just focusing on their books, they're encouraging you to be good, respectful, for the faculty, respectful for the parents, not abusing drugs, not abusing alcohol. And it is cool. That is fun. Nobody should be laughing at you for doing a good thing. This is it. Unfortunately, in our country, and even in our politics, you have seen that if you are a bad guy, ile mtu analeta drama.
Yeah.
That's the guy who will trend, right?
Yeah.
That's the guy people want to be, even voters want to vote for that guy, who is bad. Let me not say other countries, where, this normal candidate, it's so boring.
Yeah, boring.
But that candidate that is that is bad, is full of drama, is the one nowadays. Even if you look at the elections,
True.
even in the US, even in the right, we find the right-wing guys are being elected. So I don't know what's happening. Yeah, so we created that. And I'm happy that now we have Miss and Miss University in the country. I haven't personally been involved, because I got to do many other things. But that thing is there. We intended that this pageant become a self-sustaining pageant where the universities are setting aside the funds for it. Then once every campus chooses the Miss and Miss University, then they sponsor their representatives to do a national pageant, and then out of that you create a pool where the winner was able to go to the Miss and Miss University International pageant. And some of the people who got out of it, people like Joby, Dundos, what media, these are people who came out of that pageant. Big Kev, you remember Big Kev?
Yes.
May his soul rest in peace. We have quite several people that came out of this pageant that were able, because what this gives you confidence. Gives you confidence to become a leader when you're able to speak in front of people, you're able to express yourself, bring out your inner beauty. Beauty, I always say, is not just the outside look. Beauty is actually inside. So you may be physically attractive, but if what comes out of you is not good, for example, you're not using your beauty to make the world a better place, then that is not beautiful.
True.
You understand? But you may not be, you can be an average person, but you're doing good things. You're spending time with the street kids. You're serving the people. You're living for the greater good. That is beauty. And that is beauty that knows no bound. And that is one thing that I enjoy doing. And sometimes they call me, even though nowadays I'm busy doing my piecework, they still call me to go and judge these pageants. Like the other time I was judging Miss Earth, by Miss Kamunge of Vera Beauty College. And now they're doing they're now doing it's this thing called Eco Earth Warriors, and I was the chief judge at the Thika pageant just the other day. So this is a thing that I like doing when I'm not working, spending time with my kids.
Now, before you go to the kids,
yes.
When I was a little girl, I've always loved makeup.
Yes.
So I do, of course, terrible makeup. And when you're a child, you don't know how to do makeup, but you apply lipstick and all this.
Yes.
So when I finished high school, I took a gap year and I did modeling. So when you mentioned Kamunge, I know her very well. So I did a few months at Vera Beauty College with Tony Chira. Tony
Chira? I know Tony. He's now in the US, right?
Tony Chira. And even Jacob Dundos, I know him. He's a friend of mine. I know the whole
ecosystem,
the whole group. And I know your brother is a model in Canada.
Yes.
So where did you guys get the love for modeling?
I don't know, because I'm the one.
Where was the seed planted?
I'm the one who started it. Actually, I'm the one who started it.
Yeah. Out of what?
Out of just out of fun. It just came. I don't think I chose it, but just came because when I was in the Kenya Polytechnic, and then I got this opportunity, to represent Kenya in Japan. And that was my first experience with modeling. So when I went to Japan, then it fell on me to be able to work, to be able to establish, to do this in every university. So, but now my brother, he took after me. So he actually is tall. He's actually taller than me. So he got into modeling. He was. He used to love comedy, but then he went to modeling, and then he went to Korea. And then I think when he went to Korea, he started doing professional modeling, then high fashion modeling, commercials. And within no time, I would see him, modeling for, big brands. Now, if you go to Canada, you'd find he's on billboards.
Very nice.
It has surprised me, But other than that,
no limit.
Other than that, I think there are people who came through that industry, and I'm happy because it is after we started Miss and University that even we have Dr. Nyamu buying the franchise for Miss World Kenya. and Miss Universe, and and that's how I think the industry was able to thrive.
Yeah.
But so what we intended with the industry was that because the fashion industry is actually, how do I say it? Is actually it is a way for the garment industry, the textile industry to thrive.
Okay.
You understand? So if you have a thriving, for example, in Italy, in Milan, when you see them focusing a lot on, the catwalks and these are the people that are marketing the textiles that are made in Italy, the suits, the Italian suits, the Italian whatever, the Italian shoes. Even in Korea, the textile industry is big, so it is the modeling industry that helps to market, it helps to market that industry. Yeah, so that is what we intended. So I'm hoping, and I'm certain that still Kenya's, modeling industry is still not really there.
Yeah.
Because we need to see, like, in those countries, you have a dedicated channel, TV channel, for just catwalks.
Okay.
Dedicated. You go there, you switch. This is just catwalk. And you see people, garment manufacturers advertising on that. So if
that would be interesting.
Yeah, that's what we need here. We don't have it here yet. I don't know why we don't have it yet, but we need it. These are things that we need. We don't even have. I think we used to have maybe weekly modeling shows, but now we don't even have it anymore. So I'm thinking, and these are the ways also to develop our creative,
True.
because our young people want to be beautiful. We have many beautiful young boys and girls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the other day I saw one of the Kenyan boys, Mr. and Miss Heritage Beauty Pageant. So this gentleman who represented Kenya in Thailand, and he won the Mr. Heritage International.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
There's one I saw.
It was on NTV the other day. It was
there's one I saw where when it came to the outfit to represent Kenya,
yes,
people felt like it wasn't up to par.
Yes.
Because other countries were so majestic. But Kenyan was just, she had like a top and a bottom.
Yes.
It wasn't outstanding.
Yes.
So probably also, as you say, we need to have something ongoing that we'll be able to discover new designers.
Yes.
Not the same people who are always dressing our models.
Yes.
We like to showcase Kenya because there's so much to offer. Yeah.
This is, I can tell you this, the country is, the country, creativity. This country is full of creativity. We have designers. If you want to know how many, just go into some of these, like toy market. Go there, for example. Go into the market. You find people making kitenge. Our tailors are some of the best tailors. They're making very good suits. They're making a lot of stuff. Just what they lack is, how do you showcase them? How do you take them out there? How do you enable them to export what we have out there? So, if we did this, we won't even be importing a lot of mitumbas.
True.
We would be making, made in Kenya. Kenyans will be buying what is, made in Kenya. That's one of the reasons why I also created this thing called buykenya.org.
Okay.
Where I am actually giving Kenyans an opportunity. Go into buykenya.org and post what is it that you're selling. Just go there for free. Post it there, and it will be available. It will be available to anyone. Let's say you're selling tuna. Anyone who wants to buy tuna in Belgium should be able to get you there. It's like a free directory that I've created for Kenyan people. Go there and create, list what you want to sell, and then it can be available. So that is something that I see it's missing.
So that's everything. Whatever it is that you're selling in Kenya.
Whatever you're selling.
As it's Kenyan made, yeah?
Yes. Okay. It's Kenyan made. I don't care whether you have imported it, but it's focusing on Kenyan made. But we are not going to exclude those who are importing. So if you are doing it in Kenya, you can sell it. If you are importing it and maybe selling it to Africa, you can advertise there.
Yeah.
And not just a product, even a service. If you can go there and maybe you're doing, you are good in whatever service that you are providing, whether it's making nails, whether it's a gym, whatever it is, you can put it there so that people can find you. If you see the way these things have, things like Uber have thrived in Kenya, it means there's a lot of money here, but just people do not have, for example, a long time, you remember how it used to be hectic looking for a taxi. Maybe you are from whatever, an event somewhere, and you have to look for a taxi, or maybe you have to call that taxi guy that you know. But nowadays it's easy.
And he's in Limuru.
It's easy, yes. It's easy just to go into, and get your Uber or get your, Farazi or Bolt or whatever you call it. Yeah. So people just need services near them. And so what I'm doing with Buy Kenya is, we get whatever you need. You don't need to go and ask, can you get me someone who's selling avocado in Kenya? Go into Buy Kenya and just and contact that person. You can do your business. And I learned this. I actually learned this when I was working for Korean government. I was working as a trade promotion officer.
No, hold on. How did you get into this Korea? You haven't answered my question. How did you get into the Korean mix?
Yes, because when I told you, when I went to Japan, I was able to, of course, connect with several people from various countries, and I was able to meet people from Korea. And we invited me to Korea, and then I stayed there for quite some time, learning the language. Okay. And even doing some blue collar job. For example, in Korea, I was able to work as a welder. I used to weld ships. I was working in a shipbuilding company.
Yeah, that's a life skill. Eh? Yeah. I think things that we look down upon here.
The things that you
so important.
These are things that are really, really critical.
Absolutely.
And I remember working there, the guys you're working with, those guys are coming into the yard, they're driving their Porsche Hyundais or, Daewoo's. They change into their overalls, and there you work with them, you have unjas and your helmet. And then when they're done, they go changing room, they drive off, So blue collar economy is good. Actually, the blue collar economy, the blue collar jobs are the foundation of cities. Many cities worldwide have been built by blue collar jobs. And that's one of the reasons why, one of the things that I like doing whenever I'm talking to young people, encourage them. Hii kazi kama plumbing, welding, mason, don't look down upon these jobs. Yeah. Actually, my brother in Canada, he's now set up his own construction company where he's doing mason, he's doing construction.
Yes.
Constructing people's houses, repair works. And there's a lot of money in there. But here,
people don't realize.
Here we look down upon that.
Yeah,
So that's one of the reasons why there's a big problem of unemployment in this country. Where you see, the other day I saw the CS Mutua advertising for jobs. You see so many people looking for jobs abroad. Yet these jobs are here. They don't need to live here.
They don't need,
of course, some can live. I don't have a problem with that. But we can get these people working here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities, to be done, in this country. And for me, the blue collar, economy, I think is one area where if we get it right, we will solve the problem of unemployment. We will ensure that our country, thrives. Our country will develop. You see, when they're doing the SGR, whatever, the construction of the SGR, the expressway, the number of young people working in those sectors were huge. And there's still a lot of opportunities. We need to extend, for example, the expressway to Mombasa, to Kisumu. SGR needs to be done.
Yeah.
This nation, actually, I always believe that if we can get it right, if we get it right, I mean, if you look at, if we can even reduce the amount of corruption we have in this country, for example, this nation should be one of the most developed countries in Africa. Absolutely. We have a lot of money here.
I saw an article today, I think in the afternoon, where they were saying we are losing about 3 billion a day.
Yeah.
It's just madness.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. If you can just reduce that, maybe we lose 1 billion. 2 billion can go into our economy. We can do quite a lot of things.
We can do so much.
We need to do a lot of things in terms of our governance system.
Yeah, we do.
We really need to pray for our people, our leaders. The people.
Prayers won't work. We are beyond prayers.
I don't know. But we need to do something. What I always tell Kenyans,
I think to just stop being corrupt. That's
it. We need to start with you, but again, you stop being corrupt, but you see someone else is corrupt. Huh? You are not corrupt, but you see someone is, and you see the lifestyle here nowadays is. Unapata where you are trying. It's like when you're driving on the road, you're trying to stick to your lane. And then all of a sudden you see some people are coming and they're overlapping, and there's nobody. The police are also tired, they're not enforcing the laws. We have a lot of laws, but no one is exposed. When we don't expose the laws, then even the good people who are trying to stick to the rules, like you stick to your lane. Unapata sasa hao pia wanasema wacha kiende kaende sindio. I mean, this is the problem we have, but I'm hoping that Kenyans, even small things, like for me, small things that make me angry, because I lived abroad when I lived in even Japan. Things like littering. When you have takataka, you put it in your pocket and wait for the next. As in, if you are seen throwing takataka, littering, it's embarrassing. But in Kenya now, you see people, someone just eat bananas and just throws it, even on your face.
And when you look at them, they don't realize they've done something wrong, because nobody has ever told them
it's not in
wrong.
The culture. Because someone just says, the city council guys will come and clean it. You get my point? They come and clean it. So there's a time when I meet these guys, I tell them, but when we talk about your kitu hapo, who will pick it? Don't you realize, you are doing a lot of disservice, because someone has to come and clean it. So why don't we stop this at source? And that's why you find even the education system, some of the work that I do involves, of course, transforming education. So if you can transform our education, like, countries like Japan, when from standard 1 to, from until age 6, they don't even teach you a lot of, classwork. They just help you to, you come into class, you watch the classroom, you sleep, you respect the teachers and all that before you go into now learning. So character is the foundation, foundation of learning. And I think if you can nurture character, discipline, we tell people cleanliness is the must. Do not throw takataka because someone has to clean it after you. I think this country can be clean. We can become like Rwanda. Rwanda, people think Rwanda is clean, because they make an effort to do a lot of marketing. But we can strive to be much better than Rwanda. Kenya is one of the most powerful economies in Africa. If only we can change our attitude and our character, we can do a lot.
Then probably our kids will be better than us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think it's like too late.
Absolutely.
We have so many problems.
If you look at our kids,
let me just throw these banana peel out of the car. When somebody litters and I'm in the car, just hooch. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
I get so annoyed.
Yes, I do that also. I do that.
Now, you said when you spoke about, your brother is working in this construction industry, and I'm also in the mjengo industry. When somebody asks me what I do, I'm mjengo.
Yes.
Whatever you choose to understand by that's up to you, but I'm a PM in construction.
Yes.
My boy is 2 years, and as he grows, I want to teach him how to do, woodwork. I'm doing woodwork myself.
Yes.
I want him to learn how to do plumbing, electrical works, because those are life skills.
Yes.
You don't want to call a fundi to fix a pipe in your house.
Yes.
Of course, we do that because we don't know. But I think for our kids, just teach them these things. See, Wazungus, they build a house from 0 to 100 by hand themselves.
Yes.
And for me, that's so admirable.
Yes.
So even I've ventured into woodwork. I can't even wait to see where that's going to go. Yeah. So you said you do some bit of peace work. What does that entail?
Yes. So basically, of course, I work for the Global Peace Foundation. This is like my work.
Yeah.
Peace building, and some of that is basically, includes transforming education, like I've mentioned. So we use education as a tool for peace building. And that, stems from, character education in school, teaching people how to behave, respect people, respect your parents, respect the people you school with when you're in class. And some of this starts with the family. Characters, nurturing character should start with the family. When you're your boy, you're 2-year-old, you need to teach him, when you grow up, you have to respect work. You have to, start, the habit of, maybe working early. Now you want him, to know about the woodwork that you're doing. Let him start, doing that early. When he's in the house, teach him to, to wash dishes. Let him, be washing dishes.
You're already doing that with him.
Yeah. So let him, sometimes I do that a lot, even from my house. My kids, when they come home, every Sunday, I get time to cook when the house girl has gone home and maybe my wife is not in.
Yeah.
So I cook and then I wash the dishes myself. So because I want them to see that washing dishes is cool. So when I'm doing it, I pretend, I don't pretend, I look like I'm enjoying it. So that
do you enjoy it for real?
Of course I do. Because I don't do it, because it's also a part of exercise.
Yeah.
So you want them to love this. They shouldn't see it as punishment. So character is one important aspect of my peace building work. So we use education as a tool for peace building. Just like Nelson Mandela said, that education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to be able to change the world. So infusing education, civic education, character education, education, for life, learning to live together. People need to understand one another. So at Global Peace Foundation, we have the vision. Our vision is like we are one family under God. So it doesn't matter who you are.
Okay.
If I'm a Christian and I'm a Catholic, you're a Protestant, you're a Muslim, you're a Hindu. It doesn't matter. Whatever you believe in, we need to respect that. You need to respect each other. You see, fine. So you believe in this, but what are our shared values? Well, what are those values that we share that are common to us? For example, we all believe in family. We all want peace. We all respect the rule of law. We respect the traffic code, the penal code, all that. So these are our shared values. So you may have your different religions, or you come from different whatever, but those things that you do together, you ensure that the common areas, for example, you're living in a gated community, the common areas are well taken care of and all that. So the shared values are what should be able to bring people of divergent opinions together. So that becomes like our vision. So when we put in that vision, then we are able, because religion is also a big thing nowadays. People just discriminate against each other because of religion. Because I'm a Christian, so I'm thinking Muslims will not go to heaven, or Muslims think Christians, kafir, they won't go to heaven. I mean, it's all chaotic, and all these things are created by God. People don't understand that God in his own wisdom treated us different. There's a reason I look different from you and you look from, so because to God, this is beauty, it's like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Everything is beautiful. You have black, we have Orientals, we have white people, and so these are beautiful. So and that's one of the reasons why the vision that we're one family under God is one of the most important vision that drives our peace work. So other than that, during election time, whenever we have elections, we always tell guys, mpige kura, but maintain the peace. So every year we usually work with, for example, I do a lot of work with the Kenya Private Sector Alliance. We have a campaign called Kenya Daima, where during elections we urge Kenyans, maze pigeni kura, but mujue, at the end of the day, we are Kenyans. We are all, same people. And all these politicians, they will come and shake hands. Like right now, you can see what's happening.
Yeah, we're already in the campaign
There's
season.
Mio and basically they're together. They love each other. Yesterday I saw President Ruto in Kisumu. I mean, this is it. So Kenyans should know that siasa is like football game. Today you support Arsenal, you support Man U. Tukimaliza ku support hizo game, we go and
continue your life.
Continue your life somewhere. So that is something that we have been doing. So right now we are working on this toolkit for prevention of election violence, because this is a pervasive problem we have in Africa. During elections, people fight, they kill each other. But for what?
For what?
These guys, at the end of the day, they will come together and work together. So no need, especially the young people, no need to kill each other, no need to create chaos. Let's just have issue-based politics, go votes. Like you said the other day in America, people voted. Kamala Harris alisalimu amri, akasema sasa mzee Trump si ndio president, and life continues. It's the beauty of life. Today you win, tomorrow you lose. And these things, the years are never long. Like 4 years in American politics move very fast. Kenyan politics 5 years. So that's one of the important areas where we work in our peace building work.
I think it's,
where we do a lot of stuff.
I think it's changing now with the Gen Z. Just working together regardless of the tribe and all that.
Absolutely. The Gen Zs were able to demonstrate
So I hope that translates when they come to the ballot.
Absolutely. I'm hoping that...
It's just not on social media.
Yes, just that, of course, they need to, of course, get organized.
True.
What I don't like is this issue of destruction of property.
Yeah.
Disrupting of lives. If you can have whatever we're having, have it, but let's not have, disrupting people's businesses.
Yeah.
Let's not disrupt people's business. Let's not. We do our thing. You do your whatever is mandamano, but do it in a manner that is not interfering with other people's lives.
Yeah.
And people don't need to die because you are doing all these things. Yes.
When you talk about politics, I know you tried that. How did that go?
Yes, in 2019, I tried, because I have this thing in the village called Dongrok Dala. This is also something I copied in Korea. The Korean has a system of development called the Semaulundong movement, the New Village Movement, where if you want to bring, basically encouraging people to work together to solve common problems, So because I lived in Korea, I came back into the village. I created something called Dongrok Dala. Dongrok Dala is a Luo word meaning develop your village together. So encouraging people to come together and develop their village. So when I came that, I tried to do that at home. Then the people at home thought that I was interested in politics. So they started pushing me into politics, started advising me, now this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. And then within no time, I found myself running. I found myself one of the candidates for elections. So when 2017, of course, came, I was in one of the parties, for nominations. I paid for the nominations, but somehow, I was not able to go through the nomination. So I gave up. But 2019, during the by-election in Uganda, I was one of the 4 candidates for elections. And I went through the elections. That time we had ODM, of course, the big party, and then we have MDG. I had my party, GDDP, MP for Kangundo, Fabian Muli. He gave me a party to run, and then we had another candidate. It wasn't easy. Politics is politics. It's never easy, but I was able to learn a lot of things. That
what's the main takeaway
in the village? And talk about issue-based politics. It's never really issue-based politics. You have to really have some money, a lot of money, spend a lot of money to be able to sway the voters your way.
So they don't care about the issues.
If you don't care, spend money to people really want to, even when you're talking to the voters, you tell them all the beautiful things you have, the lofty plans you have for them. At the end of the day, they ask, hey, man, we need to go home. How will you go home? So that is politics for you. So if you are not prepared, I think we're still a long way, especially in the politics in the village. If you don't have resources, you will never really make it, especially in the village. Maybe in the urban areas, people will. There's going to be change, but I'm thinking that with time, this is going to change. Like we have other countries, like in the US, if you run for politics, basically the people give you money, they donate. Kamala Harris was able to get money from people. There was this Kenyan lady who won in Minnesota. Just people give you money. But in Kenyan politics, it's completely different. So if you are running, people need you to give them. So you have to pay money for your political campaign, but also you need to pay the bills. You need to help people, pay school fees for the people. You need to give them. So it's a hectic. It's a hectic thing, which I think it will need to change. For us to have a progressive society, that has to change.
Yeah, but I've also seen this culture where if you're popular in your visit village or constituency, people elect you. Like we've seen some people now who are in parliament. And what are you doing in parliament? Just because you're popular from your place, what are you doing here? So it's not necessarily that you have to have money. You can just be very popular, and I think sell hope. People love hope, And I remember, I don't know whether he's still there. I think it was probably time Uhuru. I don't know, he was elected to G on what party.
Meru.
Nakumbuki ni wapi. And then
Yeah.
now the president gave him a car.
Yes, I remember.
And then
MP
now
for
I think
Meru.
now they fell out.
Yes.
Some drama,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, I saw that.
So I think what you're saying is makes a lot of sense
Yes.
where you have to have some money.
Yes.
But I think MPs specifically, they forget that they never get re-elected, hardly ever. So once they get into parliament, it's like they lose their mind.
Yeah.
And I can say this confidently, even if I get attacked.
Yes.
It's like they lose their mind. And you forget 5 years, utarudi nyumbani.
Yes.
You know, so are you making these ridiculous, why are you making these ridiculous laws that makes no sense for anybody, including yourself?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Now, you have kids. How many kids do you have?
Now I have 2 kids. I had 3, one died.
Oh, Pole.
Now I have 2.
Pole.
Yes.
How old are they?
My son is 15 years old.
Teenagers.
Yes. And my daughter is 14 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you feel like you have enough time to spend with them?
Right now, because they're growing so fast, I'm really trying my best to spend because I know once they go into like right now, my son is in grade 11, and so once they go to university, I won't have enough time to spend with them. So I try, like I pick them every weekend. They're in boarding school. They're at Lucania Academy. Every weekend I pick them to spend the time with us. You know, and then take them back. Yeah. So I'm really trying to spend time with them because I know they'll soon be out of my life.
Yes.
And I will be lonely without them. Because as they grow, you know, they start looking for their lives. When they become teenagers, they start possibly, you know, they will not have much interest in us as parents. We are struggling. You know, I really appreciate whatever little time I spend with them. You know, you are able to teach them some of your values, what you believe in, you know, and with the hope that they will remember that, oh, my dad used to tell me this, my dad used to teach me this. Yeah, so I'm happy that I can be able to share whatever I can with them. Sometimes they don't like it. When I tell them, for example, oh, don't take too much soda, don't take too much junk food. I know they don't like it. They want to always have these things, you know, KFCs and all that. I tell them, look, one day when you are my age, you learn to know that these things are not good for your health. And yes, the things when I was young, my dad was telling me, oh, don't take a lot of sugar, don't take a lot of whatever. But nowadays I see that my dad was telling me the right things. So the same kind of values I try to instill into my kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so nice when you say you are trying to spend as much time as you can with them. I am in that zone as well. My boy is 2 years. He's going to join school probably when he's 3.5.
Yes.
So before he joins school, I don't want my life to be busy. I just want to spend all time with him, play with him, and be fully immersed in his life. Because once he starts school, he's no longer mine.
Absolutely.
I'll have him half day, and then now, as you say, eventually he's teenager ataki mambo yangu.
Absolutely.
You see him once, you know.
Even the teachers will be spending more time with him than you.
Yeah. Now, do you speak Korean?
I speak a little bit of Korean. A little bit of Korean.
Yeah.
Let's say around 60% of Korean.
That's good enough. At least you can have a conversation.
Yes, I can have a conversation. For example, to say hello, it's 안녕하세요. Annyeonghaseyo. That means hello, how are you?
Yes.
You know? Yes. My name is Daniel JUMA. Ne rumun Daniel JUMA imida. You know.
So how do you say? I love languages and I speak Spanish, probably at 50%.
Yes.
But I would understand the conversation.
Yes.
And I can hold a conversation. Yes. But not like they speak so fast, the Spanish speak very fast. I'm not very fast.
Yes.
So how do you say my name is Lillian?
Nerimun Lilian Imida.
Nerimun?
Lilian Imida.
Lilian Imida.
Yes.
So what does the last word mean?
Is. Like.
So it comes at the end.
Yes. My name is Lilian Imida. Daniel Juma Imida. Lilian Nganga Imida.
Okay.
Yes, Imida. You'll hear a lot of Imida in Korean language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you write?
Yes, I can write.
Really?
Yes.
That's very nice.
There's a hangul.
Yeah.
Yes, like those sticks you see. Yeah.
Interesting. What's the difference between people confuse Korean and Chinese? But for me, I've never confused them. They're so different.
Yes, they're quite different.
If you ask me,
they're very different. Chinese, because I also did some Japanese, and so in Japanese they have something called kanji. They have hiragana and katakana. Those are like the vowels.
Do you speak Japanese as well?
The Japanese, yes.
Do you speak as well?
Yes. But then in the Japanese, they have something called kanji, which is basically Chinese character, which is quite difficult. Quite difficult.
Okay.
The way like you see a trees, the Chinese. So that really difficult. But if you compare Korean and Chinese and Japanese, I'd rather do Korean. Korean is the Korean character, the Hangul is quite good, and people are now doing it. Korean culture is the Korean wave has taken over the world. Now we have Korean language at the University of Nairobi.
Really?
And I also studied there. I studied my BA in Korean language and political science at the University of Nairobi. Okay. It's being done here. So if you want to study Korean, you can do it at the University of Nairobi.
That's interesting.
So Kenyans are doing a lot of Korean. There's a lot of K-pop. And right now, and I'll give you a book. I have a book in my car. It's called The Korean Dream, where you can learn about the Korean, the history of the Korean people.
Yeah, I'm so interested.
Long time we had, Korea was only one nation before it was divided into North and South by the ideological war. So now we have North Korea, which is basically lost in its own way. It's not an open society. The people of North Korea are going through a lot of problems. The leader there is a dictator, and people are not free. They don't even have cell phones. They don't have internet. You get my point. But South Korea is different. It's a democracy, and it's a free society. And so right now there's a big movement called One Korea to unite North and South Korea. That's the way we used to have the German, East and West German. Yeah. So we are one of the campaigns and we are doing at Global Peace Foundation is called One Korea. One Korea, one dream, one Korea. And right now we're doing a 10 million signature campaign, to urge the whole world to support the unification of Korea. Because right now there's a lot of injustices going on. People are talking about femicide. In North Korea, people do not even have the freedom that we take for granted. It's not there. Yeah. If you are caught trying to cross another country, you are killed. People they don't have enough food to eat. There's no freedom. There's a lot of human rights violation in North Korea. So we are trying to do a campaign to let the world bring advocacy so that people can see what's happening there. Yeah. And then can they be helped? Can we encourage the civilian population of North Korea and South Korea to have people-driven unification? Leave alone the government. Let the people themselves decide that no, because they speak one language. They speak one language. So people can say, look, we are brothers. So let's unite. And we can be able, and I'm sure once we do that, once North and South Korea unite, it's going to be one of the biggest economies. Yeah. Because the South Korean economy right now is huge. One of the most progressive, one of the fastest, 11th largest trading nation. One of the most, if you go to Korea today, from the airplane to the immigration, the fast train, most of the things that you see, the Samsung phones, the LG, these are made in Korea, Hyundai, Kia, so Korea is taking over the world. Now we have K-pop. K-pop is the most, ask any young man, even your own kids, when they go to school, they know the K-pop, the Korean drama, Korean, these are taking over the world because these things are real. So one of the campaigns that we are trying to do, that I'm really involved in, is trying to get people understand, that North and South Korea need to be one.
They need to be one, yeah.
And so I'm going to be leading a 10 million campaign also in Kenya here to get Africans to support, to urge the people of North and South Korea to come and unite and be one. It's one of the campaigns that I'm doing. Yeah.
Fantastic. I know you work a little bit with inmates, Second Chances program.
Yes.
Just briefly about it.
Yes. So the other day, I was at Committee Hospital. It's a place called YCTC. Okay. YCTC is basically where these young people from 13 to 17 years old, they're kind of in remand, waiting, for their cases to be heard. So if you go to YCTC in Committee, you'll find almost 93 young people. These are basically 13 kids. they probably, they fell out with the law and they got arrested, and so they're serving time there waiting for their cases. Out of that, we have 23 who have been convicted, so they are basically serving out their term. They're calling the blue boys. So what we did is we went there and we're trying to just encourage them, let them know that you may be in jail now, but you can come out of it and be a leader.
Absolutely.
For example, Nelson Mandela was in jail for how many years? 24 years, yeah? But he came and became the president. So when I talk to them, I tell them, look, Nelson Mandela was in jail. He came out and is now he became the leader. You can also be. So tell them, you do not give hope. I always tell hope to them. The other day we were there with my staff, went to play football with them. We gave them computers, we gave them Crocs. So it's a campaign that we are trying to do.
We give them computers?
No, we gave them laptops. Computers. Yeah, but usually some of these things, they just need Crocs. It's the things that we take for granted. For example, bread and soda. After buying them bread and soda, it doesn't cost you. So I urge guys, when you get time, go and see. These are young, because someone never did his job of parenting well. And so he's 13-year-old or 14-year-old. He's in jail instead of being in the house. So when I saw these young boys, I can see my kids. I never did my job well, and so my child is in prison. So I told my son, I will take you to go and see, so that you see that some young boys are actually in prison. You are at home, you're given everything, but you can see these young boys are in prison. So I really want to call upon Kenyans. If you can't get time, go there, committee, and see. And when you see it, it will touch your heart. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. And whatever you give them, whether you buy them, you spend 10,000 to buy them bread and soda, they are really, really happy. You need to give them hope. You talk to them, because by the time they're 17, they're going to leave out. They're going to come out of jail. They can become good citizens. I'm thinking if we can change these people, these people are more receptive to change than other people, because other people are out there, you tell them, wanakuwa kichwa ngumu. But these ones, because they're in jail, if you tell them you have to change, they will change. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. And I really want to welcome, partners, those who want to, be a part of it. If you go there, it will melt your heart.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You also work with the vulnerable?
Yes.
Kids somewhere else?
Yes. Yes. So we do a lot of work with, of course, the vulnerable kids. For example, my chairman, Dr. Manu Chandaria, has been doing a lot of philanthropy work. For a long time, he has been working with street boys, trying to rehabilitate the street kids. Yes, whatever you can, whenever there is, for example, when we had COVID, whatever you can donate for the people in the slums, whatever, they would really appreciate it. We can pay school fees for kids who do not have, that luxury of going to education. The kids who are orphaned, I do that a lot in the village when, where I do my politics. I pay school fees for kids who are orphans, kids who cannot manage to do that. And it gives me a purpose, when I do all these things.
Are you going back to politics? Will you?
I think politics is life, so most likely...
Like running for office?
Yeah, because sometimes they say if you don't do it, someone else will do it. And sometimes you complain about the politicians. It's because those people consider themselves good. If you don't go into that, then you say politics is dirty. So you let people who are you consider dirty, rule over you. So when you're looking for services, if you complaining about services, and yet you are in a position to bring change, and you said you don't want it, then that's why we have corruption. Because now the people who are doing these things are people who do not have the same values as you. So I always feel like I wish I don't have to do it, but if I see that things are not going on the way I want them to be, then I may just as well also again throw my heart into the ring. Yes. But I'll think about that in 2027.
Haiko mbali.
Yes, haiko mbali.
No, when you said you do with Manu Chandaria the work with the street boys, I have this dream. Actually, I've never shared it. It's just in the dream in my head, where I want to do a safe space for street people. Because I'm always so bothered when it's raining, and I always think about people who are on the streets. So
Yes.
how many bridges do we have that they can sleep under, you know? And I've read books where life can change in a second and you find yourself in the street.
Yes.
So my dream is to have a space where you can just go and crash. There's food, kuna bafu ya kuoga. Then in the morning, you want to go back to the street, we're in the street. Jioni, you have a place to come and sleep, come and eat. That's a big dream that I have.
You need to go to Korea. When you go to Korea, you will find something called public bath.
Okay.
This is something. These are governments have established. This is established by the city governments.
Okay.
Where you go there and you find hot water, you find sauna. You just pay a little bit, like 200 shillings.
Yeah.
Or I think less than 500. And it is there. So you can go there, you check in there, and you can shower, you can go into the sauna, you can you can
like
have...
Even if you're living in the street, life is not so
you don't
miserable.
Have to really sleep,
yeah.
You can go there, you go in the public bath and you can sleep the whole night. Once you pay, you can stay the whole night. Leave in the morning, go to work. So we have people who don't even have jobs, they don't even have houses, but they're living in those public baths. And then they are able to do. So I'm thinking it's a good dream that you have, but this is something the city government should be doing. If we can
with
establish
3 billion per day.
they can do that. You can do that.
Much,
you can establish these places. Where people sometimes you are from work, but you don't feel like going home. You just go there and you can take a bath, you can take a shower, you can read a book the whole night and go back home. So these are things that are needed.
Where are you not going back home?
I mean, I'm saying, for example, those who are, let's say, those who are staying far. Then we have like those who are staying far. Let's say those who, because the people who work in Seoul, but they're staying like a little bit out.
You're not talking about Kenya, because Kenya.
I'm giving an example. So let's say you are here and you work maybe you live in Kiambu is not very far.
Kiambu is not far.
A little bit outside.
No, go back home.
I'm just giving an example. Yeah, so these are places where people you can crash for the night.
Of course, I understand. I'm just
and then so the services are available, but of course the best place is always to be able to go back home. But these things should be available. Places for accommodation should be cheap accommodation. Students' accommodation should be available where so that we can have. When where people can they can afford to stay instead of staying in the street. But your idea of having something for this for the kids, it's a valid dream. Whether you call it a place where they just come and pick food and go. In the US they have things like food stamps. These are things that we should be doing. And the government should be providing this kind of activities.
I think just having dignity, even if you're in the street.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. DJ, are you happy?
Huh?
Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy. I can't complain because life is short. So I don't want to live the rest of I don't know how long I'm going to live, but I don't want to live the rest of my life, sad. So in everything that you do, even though you may not be successful, you may not have achieved everything that you want to do, I always try to show a happy face. Show a happy face when you're out there. Sometimes you leave the house. Maybe you even didn't have food in the house, but you don't have to show people that you didn't have food, right? Just step out. When you're stepping out, show a happy face, put your best foot forward because you will be surprised. You may have a problem at home, but you'll be surprised outside there's someone with a bigger problem than yours. You get my point. So I always try myself to be happy and to be thankful for whatever circumstance God has given me. Because there are people, if you just go to the hospital, there are people who are just struggling to breathe. They're struggling with the, diseases and all that. And for me, I have a good life. There are people, if you walk in the street, you find people don't even have hands. People are blind. Just imagine someone is blind trying to figure it out. People, living a life with people are deaf, trying to communicate with the sign language. So for me, and I always tell guys, whatever problem you have is very minimal. If you are shown someone else's problem, you will just be thankful that. And just look at history. Our ancestors. Imagine our ancestors used to run away from. Imagine slavery, the days of slavery, when they were coming to catch slaves to send to Oman. You just imagine those days. I was in Zanzibar and I went to some of those slave museums.
Yeah.
When you see how our ancestors were running away, they were being wanashikwa, wanafungwa na nyororo, huh? To be sold abroad. And yet here we have freedom. We have freedom, we have innovation, we have everything that we need. So we are complaining about maybe some problems we have had, but our problems are small compared to the problems we used to have in Tambo. So for me, I'm always happy with my circumstances and praying to God that everything will be better tomorrow. But of course, it's my responsibility to make it a better life. When I was in Germany, my motto in life was, I will help myself and help other people. So I always don't look for someone to help me. I always say it is my responsibility to help myself and help other people. Because when I tell God that, God, I need to help myself, because if I help myself, I need to help other people. There are other people who depend on me. You understand? So that way, God helps me to get what I need so that I can be able to share whatever little I need with other people. So that motto has helped me in life, so that I'm not usually blaming government or blaming people for my problems. But I'm always, if I do not succeed, I blame myself. And I try to make tomorrow better. Like tomorrow, I try to show up a better version of myself than I did today, so that I can be able to make the world a better place. Yeah.
I think you've answered the next question, the last question.
Yes.
But I usually ask people, dunia inaisha in the next 1 minute.
Yes.
Like, how do you check out?
In the next 1 minute?
Yeah. So the countdown is on. The skies are about to open. You go to heaven.
Yes.
How do you check out?
In the next 1 minute, I'll just, I don't know. I just sleep. Sleep and let it find me asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
DJ, thank you very much for coming, and we'll be seeing you around.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. This has been very, very nice.
Yes. Thank you.
Good.